Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome over to the DCCS channel. We have some very interesting content for you guys here today. I'm really excited for this. Of course, you guys probably know me. I am Travesty. I'm joined here by the intellectual mastermind. The last time you saw him, he had a forehead that was 5 times its size. There's no sound, apparently.
Apparently, there's no sound, but sound's going off in OBS.
So, I mean, I don't know what is going on with
Maybe
that.
Gus is trolling us?
Oh, yeah, Gus is trolling us. Gus trolled us. Gus just trolled the hell out of us. Okay.
That's crazy!
Gus, you troll! You're an actual troll. What the hell, dude?
Oh, we
I
were quiet.
trusted you.
Oh. It
But,
might have just been on the switch. Yep, we're good.
But Kento had a forehead that was 5 times its size. Now it's shrunk. He's had the surgery. How you doing, man?
I'm good. You know, we've been watching DCCS, you know, get a little tipsy, enjoy life, write down clips for highlights, just kind of doing whatever, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a definite you thing with the getting tipsy.
I don't know if it's just me. I don't know why no one else would. Maybe I'm just like a boomer compared to everyone else, and I'm like allowed to drink. But I don't know. After watching for like so long, I like have to pour myself a drink now.
Kento's just sitting there with his glass of alcohol, like, let the games begin.
Pretty much. I don't know. It also makes it a lot more enjoyable.
Zolo's apparently with you on that one, though.
No, totally.
But, to give an idea of what this is going to be, we are going to do a tier list of what we think are good champions and bad champions inside of the DCCS. So this is going to be completely opinionated. My points will be countered by Kento. He is going to have points that counter me. I'm going to have points that counter him. We're going to disagree on probably a good amount of things. But it does mean that we can probably see a little bit of consistency on like what does the common viewer, because me and him, the only other person that probably watches the DCCS more is probably Gus, because I force him to cast against his wheel. Yeah. So with that being said, Kenta, I believe class is now in session.
It is in session.
First, repeat after me. I have no talent.
I have no talent.
Mr. Tentacles has all the talent.
Mr. Tentacles has all the talent.
If I'm lucky, some of Mr. Tentacles' talent may rub off on me.
If I'm lucky, Mr. Talent will rub his tentacles on my art.
Whatever.
All right. Well, that's definitely. I love that so much. I love that so much. Oh, but with that being said, we're gonna rub our talent all over you guys. That's all you have to deal with. We're gonna start it off going from top lane down, so just be prepared for that. To kind of explain the tiers. So me and Kento have a little bit difference in terms of our tiers. So he's got S plus S, A, B, C, D, E. We all have that. However, he may put a little bit more emphasis on different things. As you can see, like for B, he has counter, which more than likely emphasizes that he thinks these are good in counter matchups. Well, he's got some things. Well, some of ours are the same. Like we both have E. E means please, for the love of God, stop it. Just stop it. It's just, you don't know. Do not stop. Don't even do this. This is top lane. Scion. This is the top lane. We're going top lane, jungle, mid, AD carry, and support. So you gotta wait at least another tier list before we start talking about your champion pool. Okay.
It'd be too big if we did one for everything, right? Like
yeah.
It'd be too
much. too much. But well, I guess we started off by talking about our similarities.
Ornn,
I think you and me are pretty much decided that you should do just put Ornn up there. It's number 1 in DCCS. And then Set as well as another champion that you and me both agree on DNA top tier.
I don't know. I'm not like as much on the hype train with Set as other people. Like I think some people like straight want Set removed, and it's hard for me to be like, oh, Set should be removed when like Aphelios is in the game. So I don't know. I think that champ gets like perma destroyed by some like certain champs. Like if you try and play Set into like Anivia, like it's such a wrap. Like I don't know how you even play the game, but like in this type of league, like Set's just really good.
Yeah, it's it becomes a very interesting thing because I don't know, man. When I look at Set, I think Set's really good into what most DCCS top laners play, which is tanks. Which is why he immediately goes up there for me. And I also think he's just really good into just about anything anybody else is going to play. I'm going to talk about the red herring that is the difference between you and me. So you have Malphite in your S tier.
Yes.
I have him in A tier. I think he's good, but I don't think a free excuse on why you lose lane is the reason he should be.
Here's like the thought process. I thought about relegating it to S, but like most top laners in DCCS lose both sides of the matchup, like in most matchups. So, and I feel like top lane's like a very like weak pool. So why not just pick Malphite and actually still be useful? It's like kind of similar to Ornn, how I look at Ornn, where you're already gonna lose, and if someone's playing into you, they're either playing a tank or like an AD bruiser. So like in most cases, like Malphite's like still fairly good. I would say.
Yeah, I agree. Malphite's good. Like, I'd still put him in A tier. I just don't value him as much as you for that same reasons. Because I do think that it is a champion that if you fall behind on, it can be a little bit of a trap. But yeah, no. If you look over in the top side here, I got Darius and Wukong. Now, for some reason, nobody in the DCCS plays these champions.
True.
Wukong is busted top line. Please, for the love of God, pick this champion because he also fletzes between jungle and mid. He's not as good in mid lane, but he's really good in the jungle too. So, very good champion all around, which actually adds points to him and why he could be a blind pick. Same kind of goes for Set, where Set can be played jungle mid support. I don't recommend him mid, and jungle's kind of iffy, but in between top and support, he's really good. And also Darius is a champion that is very interesting because the fact that Darius is one of those champions that is really good in the most tanks and really and truly is not the world's most difficult champion as long as you know to not start level 1 Q. Please, for the love of God, if you touch Darius, do not go level 1 Q. It is actually hinting. Like, legitimately, Darius is really good in solo queue, and I actually think that's a good way for people to translate that into DCCS because a lot of solo queue-ish things happen, and Darius is really good about exploiting that.
The problem is I like find him like strong, and the reason why I have him in like I think I have him in counter is because I think he's like really good in like certain matchups, but I never like see him win games. Like I'll see like a Darius go like 7-0, and then the other tank just outscales the other team, can't finish the game fast enough, and like the Darius doesn't like do enough. I always see like Darius like go like 4-0 and 5-1, and then they like just do some dumb 1v2 or like they just like throw their lead and then they're useless. I just don't like the pick at all unless it's like a counter matchup pretty much.
Yeah, well that's fair. Over in the S tier, which is a tier below, which you kind of have as your OP, which is like you can pick it, is strong. Like these are good priorities to have. We have differences yet again. I have Cho'Gath, Maokai, Shen. You have Shen, Vlad, Soraka, which makes me throw a couple question mark things at you, especially regarding the Soraka.
Okay. Class. Soraka is OP. I'm telling you, like, it's so good again. I don't know. It never, like, got bad. You know, you can probably tell I have a little bit of Ellis influence in me. But, like, with the champs that traditionally get played bot, like, if you say, like, you're blinding Ornn and Set, and you just pick Soraka, like, it's such a good matchup for Soraka. And, like, since so many people play tanks again top, I think Soraka's so good. It's, like, similar to, like, Vlad, I feel like, where you just get the skill for free, and then just, like, do a bunch of stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. I think both those champions are really good.
I think Soraka's good. I didn't put her in my tier list because I shudder at the thought of somebody playing Soraka top lane in the DCCS.
What a sinner, dude.
Sinner pick right there. You and me both have Shen. I think you and me probably have Shen for the same reasons. He's really strong right now, and he focuses on team play and teamwork, as well as just splitting his life away. So I think you and me have the same reasoning for that.
Yeah, we have like pretty similar reasons. Where I think it's like it's his power and his global to like affect the rest of the map that teams usually don't account for. So it's like if you pick Shen, usually the enemy team, they start like 2v2ing and they're like, oh, I forgot there's a Shen on the other team because they get like hypey, they think they're gonna win the 2v2, and then the Shen just like gives so much resources like bot, mid, jungle. I mean, it allows your jungle to. It's just like a really like good pick, I would say.
And then the interesting thing between the two of us there is I picked Maokai Cho'Gath actually in my S tier, and I put him up there because they're just really strong tanks right now. Maokai is probably the best pure tank right underneath Ornn. So if you're looking to play a tank top, Maokai is right below Ornn in my opinion. And then Cho'Gath is actually pretty insanely good. And I think he's really good inside the DCCS.
To me, they're just both counters. Like, if you look to see where I have them, I would say that I either have them good, but, like, I can't blind pick it or even, like, early rotate it, which I think is, like, really bad. You can counter pick it, but even then, if I have the option of, like, other tanks or, like, other picks, I don't know why I'd pick those other.
Well, I mean,
it's very, like, comp dependent.
True damage and healing, both of them. That's exactly why. With you also picking Vladimir, which is a champion I don't really understand, because I put Vladimir all the way in D tier for myself. Because I don't think anybody's going to know how to play Vladimir top lane.
It's so easy. You just click Q.
I get your reasoning. But thinking through the mind of what I see on a weekly basis, I do not want Vladimir top lane.
To me, it's like I don't know. Someone can like tell me if I'm wrong. If someone like really spams Vlad, I know we have a couple of Vlad players in DCS, but like I think this champion can like 1v9 so many games. And then if you get a lane where you're like, oh, I'm against Maokai or like some like random tank, and you just farm for items, and then you're like, oh, bot lane's winning though, right? You're like, oh, that doesn't matter because I click R and Q and they insta die. Like. It's not that, like, I don't think Vlad people in top can carry. I just think, like, it's easier for them to carry with a pick like Vlad.
See, and I feel like it's more dependent on the other people on your team just being good. And I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a believer. Not a believer in it.
Okay, that's okay.
But, yeah, it's completely fine. Over in the A tier, I think you and me are just going to touch on a couple interesting things here.
Yeah.
I'll say for your A tier, the thing I find the most interesting is the fact that you have Silas up there.
Yeah. Silas has seen a lot of priority in, like, especially I would say LCK rise up, which I kind of account for. If they seem as a good pick, it typically would. I think it is a little bit of a harder champion, but with stuff like I would say Ornn in the meta, like Silas just auto counters it, like, or not. I wouldn't say auto counters it, but like is a nice soft counter, and it's gotten played top before, so people should already kind of be familiar with it. I just think it's a pretty good scaling pick.
Yeah, I think I like Silas more in the jungle and mid lane right now than top lane, which is why I have him actually all the way down in D tier for myself. So that's kind of me on that one. How about you? Do you have anything in my A tier that you kind of want to point out and go like, why do you not have this in your A tier, or why is this in your A tier?
In your like just in general where you have it placed?
Yeah. Just in A tier. Is there anything?
I think Alawi should go up one. I think Heimerdinger and Gnar should be down probably two. Those are probably the two biggest. And then like I would say the next tiers, I think Heimerdinger and Gnar are just not good picks right now. I think you find like if you want to play a ranged AP top laner, just play Soraka. I mean, in my opinion, play Soraka. I think Alawi is just a good counter until like a pretty like decent amount of picks that are actually getting played into DCCS. Like a lot of people are playing short range cops, like they're playing stuff like Renekton and stuff like that. And I just think Alawi is like a good like team comp counter.
Yeah, I just don't like Alawi if you don't know how to play her. Like, it does come down to the idea of knowing what you need to do in the right space at the right time, knowing how to play. It's more than just knowing your matchup. It's also knowing how you need to play Alawi in terms of the game in an overall sense, which is why I actually put her down in C tier, which is where I also put York, because I think he's in that same similar boat. And I also put Garen there because he's in that same similar boat. The Heimer and Gnar, I actually have them at C tier because I think they're actually relatively easy to pick up. I think Gnar is actually the harder of the two between those two.
Gnar's really hard, I think. I don't know if a lot of top laners would be able to handle the Gnar bar situation. They like keep being fights and their Gnar bar's gone.
Yeah, so that's where I'm kind of at. Like, I can see the Gnar working out in lane, but I don't see it being as effective in terms of like the team fight presence. Whereas Heimerdinger is actually pretty like just learning like turret placements, making sure to manage it, and knowing matchups becomes a big thing. Like, don't pick it into Mordekaiser, and in most matchups you will do fine because a lot of people don't know how to play into Heimerdinger. So That's
That's
kind of
fair.
where I come from there. Some interesting things to scan through before we move on to our next thing. Couple champions. First and foremost, I forgot to put Teemo in this tier list. I would have probably put Teemo in C tier. I know you put him in don't play, but I would have probably put him in C tier just because of the fact that it's an annoying champion that people do not know how to deal with. And then also, I have to go ahead and go at the fact I don't believe you have Olaf or Shyvana up in top lane, which I think is a disingenuous service.
I do have Olaf. It's in comfort. I don't have Shyvana though. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. There it is. But you don't have Shyvana, which means you're behind in the meta.
Okay.
Top, next thing coming out. Look, try it. You'll love it. It's fantastic. You get to just do things. It's like season 5 all over again, and it's just a great time for you, for not your opponent, because it's actually a really stupidly strong champion, and you get to play the AD version, which I enjoy playing more than the stupid AP version. So
actually, you know what I don't see on your tier list that I expected to see? There's one pick. There's one very important pick that we have actually talked about. It's Zillion. Where's your Zillion?
Oh crap! I forgot to put Zillion up here.
Oh my god,
right, Zillion,
Trap.
triple S tier. Okay. You take Zillion triple S tier. You listen. Here's the thing. You have 3 keystones of choice, right? This is going to be informative for everybody here.
Oh boy.
So you can do 3 keystones. You can do summon Airy. You can go glacial, or you can go press the attack, right? And if you go press the attack into melee matchups, because here's the thing, they can't do anything to you. You go Nashor's Tooth, Dead Man's Plate, fantastic time. Glacial Augment, I don't need to tell you how to abuse Glacial Augment. Literally, the items are built there for you. And in Summon Area, you just go standard, like, scaling AP. It's great. It's a fantastic time. Nobody can beat you top lane, except for people that can jump onto you, like Camille. Don't play it into Camille. That's my message there. But no, Zillion's actually really good. I probably wouldn't put him triple S tier for DCCS because it takes a true mastermind like myself
Okay.
to be able to play Zillion top lane to the effective standard. Hey, listen, man. I've won Clash playing nothing but Zillion top. Okay. So listen, that there tells you that Zillion top is a legitimate pick and a threat anywhere you may see it. But yeah, no, Zillion definitely should be up there, and I'm glad you said that. So yeah, triple S tier. We'll make that an honorable mention.
Yeah. Otherwise, most of our bottom picks are like fairly similar, I would say, and we kind of have like the same general idea. Like, don't play Yasuo top. There are probably no top laners that can do it. Don't play Riven top unless you're like an actual a random one trick that comes out of nowhere. Like it's like pretty hard to play these champions unless you're like a one trick. You probably shouldn't be playing it.
Yeah. Like our bottom tiers are fairly standard in terms of the fact of like the skill and stuff like that. So I think you and me have a pretty similar idea of what it is. Where we're just like, these mechanical champions are champions.
Discord's lagging. Trav is frozen. Trav, now you're gonna make me carry on the cast. Oh, Trav.
What are you talking about?
You froze.
Yeah, well, you froze.
Okay, we're good.
How about that? That? I froze because you froze me. But yeah, no, we both agree on scaling champions, mechanic champions in top lane. Just probably not the best idea to play in the top lane.
Yeah, I agree.
I said, with that being said, we should go to our spicy little tidbit of fun stuff, which is the jungle.